Hey everybody, welcome to chapter 5. I'm going to take you through the walkthrough here. In the overview for chapter 5, they show you a trial balance to check and make sure you are where you ought to be. And so if you want to do that, you can just run the report, go to your reports. I go to my custom reports. I had already saved the trial balance as a custom report. And I can see that my trial balance matches the one that's in the overview of the book. So I'm in good shape to go ahead and start the chapter 5 walkthrough. So I'm going to click next page. It's a page entitled Vendors, and then the section entitled To Add New Vendors to the Wild Water Sports Company. And I'm going to just start with those steps. So step one is click expenses, then click vendors. So if you look right here on the menu bar, we have expenses and then vendors. Brings up the vendors we already have. And I am going to click on a new vendor. And I'm going to choose, I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm going to say Tige, Tige. Whoops, not Tife, Tige. Okay, and that looks like some sort of a Welsh word, IGE. There it is. And then put the address in that they give us on step 3, 1801 TX Highway 36, Abilene, Texas 79602. Step 4 tells us to select a terms of net 30. And there we go. We click save. Again, we've done this before, but we just created a new vendor, Tige, Tige, without the R. Not tiger, Tige. I have no idea how you say it. So I click next page in the book. You can't see my book. It's not on the shared screen, but I'm in the purchase orders page, and they're going to show us how to create a purchase order. So a purchase order is usually a form we use with vendors that we already have a relationship with. Vendors sort of agree to go ahead and fill our order with a purchase order as a promise to pay. So, like here at the college, we do this all the time with vendors that have an established relationship with the college. I request a purchase order, gets approved by my supervisor. We submit that to the vendor, and they go ahead and make the order based on the purchase order. So, anyway, to create a purchase order, we're going to go to New, and then under Vendors, you'll see Purchase Order. And then we have to select the vendor. So, we're going to do Tige. We're going to choose 1/14/2027 as the date. Step 3. Step 4, we're going to select the. So you'll notice when you do these purchase orders, you can either do categories or items. So we're going to do an item, and we're going to do the Tige 25ZX. And it looks like, did I miss where we created that? Let me go back here. Hmm. No, I didn't miss that. Maybe in a previous chapter I was supposed to create that and I deleted it or something. So I'm going to go ahead and create one real fast. So I'm going to put TIGE. If you already have it in yours from the previous chapter, you might be good. So it's possible so I'm going to actually have to add this new here. But I can do that, right? I can just add it new from here, which is kind of cool. So this is going to be an inventory item. I'm going to have 0 quantity on hand. Yeah, I'd say there's a good chance I accidentally did. I'm always playing with these accounts so that I can show these things to you. And every once in a while, I screw up and like delete something out that I already had in there. We're gonna call it sales, cost of goods sold. It'll be our preferred vendor. In fact, I do think I remember doing this last chapter. I remember that price tag being. I'll have to double check that one. Anyway, probably you didn't have to do that because you had it saved in yours. Anyway, there I go. So you probably just had to add that, and then we'll just hit save and new. And now we're going to create a new purchase order for the vendor Centurion Boats. So it's not in there, so we're going to add new. Going to make a company called Centurion Boats. This is step 8, just so you know. We're going to put an address 2047 Grogan Avenue. The Grogans, is that the bad guys on Pete's Dragon? No, that was the Gogans, I think. Grogan Avenue, City, Merced. Bet you guys haven't thought of Pete's Dragon in a while. California, 95341. We're going to set up terms for them of net 30. Again, that just means they expect us to pay them within 30 days. And then we're going to save. So part of what they're trying to show us is that we can create a new customer, I mean, a new vendor right from the purchase order. We can create new products and services right in the purchase order or any of the forms in QuickBooks instead of having to go back to our main screen and add vendors or products there. So that's kind of a nice thing. All right, so I'm on step 11, and now I'm going to start filling out the purchase order here. So we're going to put a date, January 15th, 2027. We're going to do a step 12 of 2023 VI 22. Let's see, we don't have one in our system already, so we're going to click add. We're going to select inventory item. We're going to put 0 as our initial quantity on hand as of 1/5/2027. Whoops. And we're going to select inventory as our inventory asset account, step 15 there. It says to use this name, the 2023 VI 22, in both the description and the purchase description boxes. Step 16. Step 17 for the price, we're going to put 115,000 and 90,000 in the purchase cost box. We're going to select sales for our income account and cost of goods sold for our expense account. It'll be taxable at the standard rate. And it says click create new, but we're really going to hit is save and close. So that's a little difference in between how the book has it and the way we do it. So now there's our purchase order for one of these 2023 VI 22s, and we're going to hit save and new. That's step 20 in the book. All right, step 21. We're going to do another Teej purchase order. And we're going to select 115 as the date. I don't love that it pre-filled this because that's not what we're doing. Instead, we're going to type in Teej thruster control package. And so we have to add it as new. It's an inventory item. Step 24. 0 is our initial quantity. As of date 115, 2020. Whoops. Inventory account. Inventory. May use that same name in our description for sales and for purchasing. So that was step 27. Purchase cost of 20,000, price of 25,000. And then our income account text box, instead of this one just being sales, we're going to use sales parts. If you don't have sales parts, you can add it with add new. We're going to do cost of goods sold as our expense account. And then we're going to, again, instead of select create new, we're going to click save and close. And that was the end of step 32. So then we can save and close our purchase order. All right. And that'll lead us to the next section, which is bills. So if we're going to record a bill from our lender, we can just go up to new and click bill. This is step 2 in the to record a bill from a vendor for receipt of a product or service on account. To do the following section. Step 3, we're going to select Taiga from our drop down. That was step 3. Step 4, we're going to, it says accept net 30, so it's already there. And we're going to do 1/18/27 as our bill date. You'll see it'll automatically do the due date 30 days after that. Step 5, it says collapse the category details and then expand the item, which ours is already expanded. Step 7, we're going to click in here and then we're going to choose purchase order 100. It says 1. It's the one that we just created for 180,000. I had mine was off. I didn't put the right number in there, I think. There it is, our $180,000 bill. So what it lets you do is just add the open purchase order right here to the bill. And then we're going to do save and new. So we're now showing a bill for this money we owe them. So, all right, number 10, we're going to choose Malibu Boats. I'm going to select net 30 on the terms. We're going to do 1/18 is the date. We're going to select add new. And we're going to create a wake accessory package, which is an inventory item. I'm on step 13. Our initial quantity on hand was 0 as of 1/18/2027. Our inventory asset account will be just inventory. Our price is 500 and our cost is 350. Oh, it wants us to use wake accessory package as the name and the description. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy it, just like we have before. Let's see, our income account is going to be sales parts, expense account, cost of goods sold, taxable at the standard rate. And I'm going to hit save and close. So there we created a uh, a new product right there in the while we were creating the bill. And we're going to type 5 for the quantity. And then we're going to do save and new. We're going to create one more bill here, I think. Once it loads, there it is. We're going to put Best Buy Geek Squad. So this is step 16 in the book. Whoops, I should have. That was my bad. Let me try that. Type that out again. We're going to add them new. I'm not going to put any other information. We're just going to save it like that. We're going to do terms of net 30 and the bill date of 1/19/27. This time, instead of recording an item in the category details section, we are going to do rent, equipment rental. There it is. The colon means I'm doing a sub account. So we're doing an equipment rental, which is a sub account of the account rent. And this lets us record an expense directly from a bill rather than an item because we're not purchasing an item. Instead, we're renting. Oh no, not 60,000. Sorry. 6,000. Save and new. Looks like we're going to do another bill. Choose a vendor, Allstate Insurance. Terms of net 30. Date of 1/19/2027. So that was steps 22 through 25. We're going to do prepaid expenses in the category. We're going to do 2,500. So this probably means we're paying our insurance for the next year. We don't want to record it all as an expense because it covers a whole year. So we're just recording it as a prepaid expense, which is a kind of asset showing that we have this expense of insurance paid up for the whole year. And hit save and close. So that's the end of the bills section. So we'll move on to payment of bills, use of credit card, payments for items other than bills. And the first section of that page is to pay bills, do the following. Step 1, continue where you left off. Step 2, close out of the bills here. Go to new and whoops, new. Maybe it's slow or something. There it is. Pay bills. When that happens, you'll see a list of all the bills that are open. We're going to choose our one from back in December 31st for Malibu Boats. You can, if you want to, sort these by different ways, like by the due date or whatever. But anyway, so we're going to choose our Malibu Boats bill. And then we're going to click Save and Close. Ooh, did I do that? Did I miss something? I'm going to go back to it. So if you ever miss something, what I can do is I can go up here to New and I can go back to Pay Bills again. And I can go back and find, actually, I can't do that for Pay Bills. That's everything else you can do that. But I'm going to go to the chart of accounts. I want to make sure I did it in the checking account and not the cash account because haven't been using the cash account. I don't have anything in that. And so I can look and I can go to the view register for my checking account. And it looks like I did. So that's good. But I didn't update the date. So I got distracted explaining things. So you can always come back here to your check register and fix stuff if you make a mistake. So there we go. Should be 1001 for the check number. Malibu Boats, 56,000 coming out of the checking account. And now I'll save it. There we go. So fixed my mistake. Happens all the time. All right. All right. So I'm moving on to the section that is to record a credit card or check payment, do the following. I'm going to go to new. I'm going to do expense under the vendor column. I'm going to type Chevron. They're not in there already, so I'm going to click add new. I'm not going to put any other info about them, so we'll just hit save for now. In the payment account text box, I'm going to type MasterCard. Also not in there, so we're going to add it new. For the account type, we're going to call it a credit card. Detail type will also be credit card. The name will be MasterCard. Hit save and close. We're going to put the date 1/19/2027. This is step 5. By the way, I've been going through these steps without saying the step number. Sorry. In the payment method box, we're going to choose credit card. In the category, we're going to type vehicle, gas, and fuel. And then we're going to do $1,600. Oops, I didn't mean to collapse that. So that was step 5. And then we'll hit save and close. Step 7, we're going to go to new again. This time we're going to do a check. That was step 7, then 8, step 9. We're going to type Verizon. See, we don't have Verizon, so we're going to add them new. We're not going to add any other info, so hit save. Step 10, we're going to select checking. So we're already on checking. We're going to do check number 1002 and the date of 1/19/2027. That's step 11. Step 12, we're going to do phone service as our expense category. We're going to do $1,800 in the amount. and hit save and close. So in that chapter, we did a couple different ways, right, to record paying a bill. We used the pay bills feature. We recorded a credit card payment directly, and we recorded a payment with a check directly. Those are all different ways we compare bills. All right, we're at the end of the chapter, so we're going to run a trial balance and see if it matches up with the one in the book. That will help us see if we made any mistakes. Just so you know, the very best of people make mistakes, like the best accountants make mistakes. So it's good to check these things uh, each time. I'm going to click trial balance. See 634, 565. So the totals match up. Now let's look at each of the line items, make sure they match up. And it looks like I'm good. So I was able to do all those steps correctly. If you have a mistake, you can go back and try and find it. Yeah, and if you need help, let me know, and I'll give you help. I'll go in and correct it for you, or we can go in together and get it corrected. And so then we would um, they're wanting to show us in here that we can drill down a little bit and look at detail in these reports. So like step 2 in the trial balance section is it says to click on the 22,345 in the checking account. And that will just take us to a report that shows, the beginning balance of our checking account and then all the transactions that occur with it. And we could print it if we want. We don't need to, even though that's what the instructions say to do. We can go back to the report summary and we could look at the inventory account. Again, just has a summary of all the transactions in our inventory account. They also want you to know you can do classic view or modern view. This is modern view, classic view. Again, it says to print it, but we don't need to. All you need to submit is, like it says in the instructions, a PDF of the trial balance. And it's got a couple others in there to just show that you can also look at accounts payable. But again, the point is that you can use this report to like look at the balances and how we got to the balances of each of these. Anyway, so that's it for the walkthrough for chapter 5. I hope it's helpful to you so that you can do well on the chapter 5 case assignment. As always, if you need help, don't be afraid to reach out.